Hi, Kimberly.
You.
Jazzy, could I maybe see the screen?
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Courtney.
Hi there.
Hi. Welcome, everybody. I'm Katy Hisrich. I'm from Governor State University, the Alpha Iota Alpha chapter, and I have my two student leaders with me, Katherine Drish and Stefanie Flory. So we were just leading this networking session. What did you guys attend today? Anything cool?
I attended the lesson 1, managing, not disciplining.
Okay. How was that?
I thought it was pretty good. The downside is that it just feels like a lot of these ones for classroom management seem to be really geared towards elementary school educators. And I'm headed off to teach high school biology. So
Gotcha. All right. Did anyone attend Jeremy Anderson's session? Yeah, it was good.
yeah, I made the mistake of forgetting and running very late. I'm in Colorado, so I'm 2 hours earlier and I'm in the middle of school and I'm going, crap, I can't leave yet.
Gotcha. Would you attend, Jessica?
Oh,
Yeah?
no, sorry. I was going to mention something about the Jeremy Anderson one. I just thought it was interesting how even though he doesn't have teaching background, he was able to be so like relevant and knowledgeable and still influential to us as teachers. It just shows that like it could be like a multi subject conversation kind of. So that's what I liked about that morning one, or the early afternoon one, I should say.
Awesome. Courtney, are you there? Oh, no, Courtney. Okay, maybe she stepped away. Is anyone, what do you have planned to attend tomorrow?
Well, hang on.
I know Kate and Stephanie both have stuff planned.
I haven't picked up my sessions yet, but I know there's some good ones that I've been looking at. So I think I'm gonna make the decision before I log on tomorrow, because there's just a lot of good like choices and kind of read through them tomorrow. So definitely the keynotes though, that for sure. So
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the do nows, how to start your lesson for you.
Looks like a good one. Kate, Stephanie, what do you register for? I forgot. What are you looking at?
So I'm looking for the keynote 2 with Anthony. So I'm excited for that one.
I think I was looking, I think it was Sunday. There was like the quiz bowl, the KDP quiz bowl. I was like, that looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
is Governor State going to be competing in that? Do you guys have a spot to compete?
No, we do not have a spot this time to compete.
Yeah.
Are you competing?
No, my chapter isn't even on the roster, so I'm kind of like floating. So I was just wondering if you guys were, yeah.
We almost did, but we had a couple of conflicts with some people, and then I was like, well, since we're doing the networking session, I was like, oh, we'll just do this one. So
Yeah, like one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And what chapter are you with?
So, oh my gosh, I think it's, oh gosh, I feel so bad. I don't know the exact name of it. I graduated, so I don't remember like the exact one, but I'm in Illinois. And I think you guys are too, right? I know Governor
Yeah.
State, someone presented earlier and he's from Governor State. It was the interview tips.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. David Conrad.
David Conrad, Dr. Conrad. Yeah, he's my colleague.
Yeah. So he did the interviews one. So I know you guys are in Illinois. So I'm from Northeastern Illinois University. So I'm up north, and I think it's the Sigma Epsilon. That sounds really like standard, but I think it's that chapter. But yeah, I know I graduated a few years ago, so I forgot the name of it. So
I understand.
but yeah, so it was a good session though, because I haven't interviewed in person yet because of all this COVID business.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna get me prepared to kind of be social again in productive ways. So I think that's really helpful, even just as a session alone. So yeah.
Well, it's great to hear that you're still part of, the chapter, even though you graduated. That's awesome to hear that like you're in your career and you're still utilizing the benefits that KDP offers.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
I've definitely no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jessica, it's the Sigma Epsilon chapter, and I just had a meeting with them this week, and they have 7 new initiates, and we were talking about connecting with alumni. So I do know Bill, the counselor there, would love to make sure you guys are connected.
Yeah, Bill Candelas. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's good to know. So I mean, if you guys have my email on KDP, I'd be great to read again and connect with the current members. But yeah, no, I've just now started to grasp the continuing education aspect of being a graduate, and so the KDP offers great opportunities and webinars and stuff to help me with that. So this is part of the reason why I'm here is continuing education. So for those of you still in school, don't let this be the only time you learn. That would be my advice to you guys on the other end of it. So, but I'm doing a lot of talking, so you guys take over.
No, that's great. I think would be really awesome if you can go to your school you graduated and tell people that, because I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to do it when I'm in school and then I'm done. But I'm like, no, it's so much more than that. When you're in your career, there's so many things that you can still use, like you said, the webinars, the publications, especially as a first year teacher too, definitely.
Right. And things with education change every year. So you keep current on lots of new things and connect with more people. So yeah, are you guys involved with other KDP things as well with Governor State?
Yeah, we are. So we actually just had our initiation ceremony in October. So we did it virtual. So we were doing that. We've been just trying to overcome some challenges that we've had this year with our chapter as far as, recruitment and getting people engaged, because we know it's hard, especially when they're back on campus now. But we're doing a lot. So we have a lot planned for this semester that we're excited about. But yeah, we to always see what other chapters do too in the state and kind of worldwide, which is nice that we have this opportunity to kind of connect with everyone.
Yeah, our goal is usually we have an event each month. We do a community service, a professional development. So we have a literacy project night that we do every March for reading month, and we try to do something with the parks or something outside in April, and we have socials at Dave and Buster's. That's our next event in December. And what else we had? We had our teacher panel and celebration was last night actually. So we had the 2018 Illinois Teacher of the Year come speak last night. And then we had breakout rooms that and we had a principal and a current teacher in each room with our students, just to talk about student teaching, first year teaching, interviewing, everything like that. So that was a really good event, and we streamed it live on our Facebook page. So we've done really well with we did some read alouds actually during COVID, which was pretty fun last year. But yeah, getting people to participate this year has been more challenging than it was actually last year.
Yeah.
So Courtney, what about you? Welcome.
Hi, sorry I had to find
No.
it to. I am with WGU with the Alpha Epsilon Sigma chapter. I just started my student teaching, and I was really grateful for the do's and don'ts of student teaching. It's been a hard one, and I feel like every day I come home and I just kind of complain a little bit about what I saw in the classroom, and I was like, no, it goes against everything that WGU teaches us, and it's kind of gets to like a little bit of a frustrating part.
Anyone else student teaching? I know Stefanie and Kate are student teaching.
I'm student teaching right now. If you want really fun, I'm student teaching at my old high school under my 10th grade biology teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
So
think
that's been a
that
lot
makes
of fun.
it harder or easier for you?
On the one hand, easier because I know his style already, and his style is very much, oh, look, there's the deep end. And then he pushes you in and then yells, kick harder, kick harder. So, that's very much his thing. I'm also WGU AES chapter. So yay, us. There's two of us in a room.
I know.
There you go.
There's two of us in a virtual room somewhere.
It was all new. I've never done this before. So I'm like, I don't know how this whole like group thing goes. This one says governor state. Maybe it's all the governor states.
Who knows? I went eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So I wasn't
good.
sure where to go. So, that's how I did it. Yeah. So no, but like I said, I'm student teaching and I'm having a good deal of fun. If you want my most fun and also strangest experience so far, I had a female student look at me and she went, Ms. Lewis, you seem like the kind of person who would walk into heaven and slap God. It was that has got to be simultaneously the best and weirdest compliment I have ever gotten in my entire life. So I'll take it.
Okay, yeah.
Hilarious. Hi, Stacy.
Hello.
How are you? What have you attended today?
I attended the do's and don'ts of student teaching because I am also in WGU enrolled there, and I will be starting student teaching soon. I'm in the process of getting there, so I just have to wait for my placement. So I figured this would be a good one. I also did the interview one, and you have a lot of good PowerPoints and discussions. So if you look at the handouts underneath that was great. So I downloaded.
That's Dr. Conrad right there.
Yeah, no, I loved your presentation. I thought it was great.
Tell me more.
No, don't get his head any bigger. He is amazing. He's like one of the favorite professors at our school because he's actually just right down the hall from me, and he is amazing.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I was looking through the entire PowerPoint. I'm like, I'm just gonna download this and take notes throughout it. Like, I listened to the entire thing, but I'm like, there's too much good information. I was excited.
That as you think about teaching, that's a hard thing for me to get away from because I am Mr. Content. I think that there's just so much knowledge that I'm supposed to impart, but I also know that there's 30 minutes.
I know.
So I struggle with that. That is a weakness of mine in my teaching, and you saw it. You picked up on it.
Yeah, because I was reading through all the different PowerPoints. I'm like, oh, he didn't go over this, but I appreciate what you did go over.
Yeah. Dr. Conrad is very knowledgeable. In fact, he's the go-to person if I ever need, like, he got all my speakers last night for the teacher panel when we had people come speak about interviewing tips and resumes. So very knowledgeable, knows a lot of people. So we're glad that you liked his session. And if you didn't, you can just tell me later.
No, it was good. It was good. I didn't even realize he was down there. So look, I was being honest beforehand.
Awesome. Are you guys very engaged in your chapter? Since you guys, the two of you who are still in your student teaching, like at school?
Yeah, I work hard at trying to stay part of my chapter. I was trying to get them set up so I could run like a Discord server so we could all have something like this just in text all the time. Share resources, share things. That would be like something I was willing to host. So yeah, that was like something I was thinking about doing, and that was the plan. So yeah.
No, I'd like to be more involved. I feel like with our chapter and with the WGU being like all over the place, it is a lot of like online. So I'm like, I always try to attend the meeting, and if I can't attend the meeting, then it's like the next day, as soon as that email comes out, I'm watching, and I really enjoy all of the information and the help and the resources that they all provide.
Yeah, I'm
Any of
not quite
you,
sure how I'm gonna. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to ask if any of you had the opportunity to maybe like look into like a student officer position. Is that something, that your chapter maybe advertises or an option to you? Or is it just with members? I know a student ticket, it can be hard because there's a lot of things taking up our time, but just curious if anybody was a student officer of their chapter or, anything like that.
No, they have the committees. I've just juggled work and school and more school and home life, and it's just doesn't work very well.
Oh, understandable. Yeah, it could be, a little bit more on your workload, but it's nice being on that side too, because you really get to see, what do our members need, or what resources do they need. So, with me and Stefanie, we've had the chance to meet our members and say, okay, what do you guys need help with? What do you want us to support you with? A lot of it has to do with like resumes and interviews, and just like how you guys had talked about, like the go-tos of student teaching and, what should I expect in my career? So I was just interested to see, are your chapters offering any sort of events like that where, they're providing resources for you, or like how we had a teachers panel where we had that opportunity where you guys can meet different administration, any events like that you want to share about your chapter? And that's okay if there's none, but you can always send it to them.
We really actually have no idea what other chapters are doing. We know what we do. And it can be completely different, and everyone does it differently depending on their population and the school. We're just curious what you guys, your chapters, like for Jessica, what they did or what they're doing now.
So for mine, we had like a pretty small group. At the most, it was probably like 20 inductees at a time. Like, I'm not sure if that's big or small. But for the people we actually got to come to events, it was probably like 8 people or less at a time. So we were pretty limited with what the magnitude that we can carry out of something. We did do bake sales on campus. We have a children's center on our campus as well. So we did a read aloud to them with, I think, a fundraising component to help purchase new books for them. I wasn't too big on that end of it, but I did attend the read aloud portion. And just kind of like small on-campus things like that. I think maybe our focus was more to like do campus community work kind of because of the nature and size of our group. We didn't do, to my knowledge, like big panels and stuff like that, but we did have an induction ceremony that was kind of the biggest to the extent of what was there when I was there. So yeah, nothing too big, but at least it was like something and involvement and such. So yeah.
I love that bake sale. That's so fun. That's something.
Yeah,
fun.
and it was fun because you can volunteer to sell or provide the goods for it. And so it kind of gave people different opportunities with their class schedules. Like, do you have a few minutes or like an hour between your classes to come sit? Or would you rather commit the time to like prepare something? And if you have a busy schedule, you have to like obligate time. So yeah, it was pretty cool. They were fun experiences. So got me involved.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'd be game for a virtual bake sale. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
We did a social. We did it was like a baking night social that we did, and we made like hot chocolate bombs.
That's right. Yeah, during COVID, we were trying to do a bunch of stuff virtually. So we did a baking. We did like one virtual social, and we had a decent attendance for that. All the leaders and advisors were there, but yeah, we had paint night. That was fun. We had painting. Just something like chill. People would just come in, bake. What up, baking? Musical bingo was the favorite.
Yeah.
Virtual pet show.
Yeah, we had a virtual pet show. Was fun.
Yeah.
So I'll be added to your email list for this year. Coming to the.
I was gonna say, if you guys, want these type of events at your chapter, I think definitely bring it up with the committee or the student officers. I think with COVID, that really hit us where we're like, okay, we need to get people engaged. How do we make them come on the computer after being on the computer for hours? If you want, I can always share some events right now that we've hosted. And then if any of those interest you, you can always bring them to your school. I'm not sure if that's something you guys would be interested in, but I think the most important thing is like staying connected for sure.
Yeah.
We have Facebook.
Yeah, I won't touch the Facebook page because there's already crazy people on it. Have you seen some of the people that have posted on the Facebook page?
So it pops up every now and then, but I mainly get stuff from like Elizabeth and like the main people who run it. I don't get a whole lot of the what inductor? No, that's not the word. I can't think of the word. Us.
Yeah, the members.
The members. Man, that was a hard word there.
Yeah, on top of that, I think I have like some former friends who just watched my page. She used it. And now, hey, hon, do you want to join my not actually a pyramid scheme, but probably is?
Yeah,
I don't use Facebook anymore.
I do. I try to stay on that, or like, every now and then, like they'll post stuff on like their Instagram and stuff like that. But with it being online and it be for all of WGU, like I know Jessica was saying that like they had like 20 inductees. I feel like last year when I got inducted in the fall, there was like 50, 60 names, because they're not just doing WGU, they're doing WGU Texas and like everybody from the country. And so it's hard to get all of those people together. Yeah. It did kind of sound like before COVID, they did have like some meetings and stuff that like they would, like maybe have an event at a specific location or something and people could come. It's just not been possible.
Do you feel like as members, is social media the best way to reach you guys, or would you prefer almost like in-person events or, flyers around the school? I don't know if you guys are back to campus, but what do you think is the best way for communication between, the committee at your chapter and the members?
I mean, I prefer email for everything just because then I can control it. But at the same time, it's like, it would be fun to have something other than Facebook. It's for me, I just don't use it for.
We could have a class dojo.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all familiar with that.
Might give some people more practice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be. I think that it's what it is. So yeah, I mean that is one of the downsides to an online school, is that you don't have the same options that you have at another one. But I live out in the middle of nowhere, and my options are a local community college if I didn't want to do online school. So that's what I'm doing, online school.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like, having an online school, it shouldn't be limited as far as your events. We've done, like I said, with COVID, a lot of online events. We did like virtual charades and stuff like that. Just to kind of not think so much about all the schoolwork and, if you're student teaching, not think of all of that. So I would definitely suggest, bringing that up. And I know it's online, so it's a little bit tougher, but we came up with so many different ideas. And we had a virtual pet show. We had people show their pets online, and we had, prizes. And I think one person had like 12 animals and was showing who snake. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
She's entirely unimpressed.
It was fun though, and we had like former leaders come back and judge. So that was cool. I put all of our I put our Facebook page and our website and our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube channel. I just started this year, kind of end of last year. So it kind of, because we have a student education association, because our school's so small, we combined those two, because our student education association came first. And we just actually got our chapter installed at GSU for KDP in 2017. So we kind of mushed them together. So my leaders are actually leaders for kind of both organizations. And but anyway, so I put our information there. So if you're interested, you can go online. We have videos, pictures, our events, everything. Stephanie's been doing a great job updating our website. But it's always good to see what other people are doing, because you never know. Maybe that's something that your chapter could do. if you were interested in any of that.
So what are you guys planning to do, you know, when you graduate, or even if you have graduated, what are your goals for your career, and how do you think KDP is going to help you, you know, throughout that career and past your university that you're at? I just want to see kind of what everyone's paths are.
You know, I'm hoping that KDP is something that more after after I've started working, you know, providing that continuing education. That's the big thing that I want to get out of it. You know, continuing to learn to be a better teacher.
Definitely.
So,
Anyone else? So I know you said, Kimberly, you're high school, right? That's the grade that you want to teach. Okay. Anybody early childhood?
I'm elementary.
I'm also elementary, so.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have too young of a face to teach high schoolers.
Same.
Me too.
I've been mistaken as a high schooler when I've subbed over there. So, and I hold up my little tag. I'm like, no, I'm working here. So
I did all the third graders this week. How old are you? Are you still in high school?
I get that from the kindergartners I work with. I'm a teacher aide, and I've been doing that for 5 years before deciding I wanted to go for teaching. So
That's
See,
interesting because
and I've had the reverse problem. When I was 13, everybody thought I was like a substitute teacher because I looked like I was 24. And now I'm 34, and apparently I still look like I'm 24.
you'll forever be 24.
I know. I think I aged up to that really early and then just stayed there.
I feel like working with littles, there's no happy medium. You're either like 12 or 100 when they ask,
Yeah.
like, oh, what age are you? Oh, you're definitely 80. I'm like, oh, no.
never have them guess. We'll have them guess your age.
Never.
No, they said 18, and then I'm like, okay, you're close. 41.
Right.
What happened to close? Like,
Okay, let's go back to math. We're gonna review that section of math.
I know, right? It's like, oh goodness gracious.
Oh, that is too funny.
Courtney, you were going to add something?
I was gonna say I was right out of high school. I was a teacher's aide in a small town, which is what made me change what I wanted to do and to pursue teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love to hear how you came about teaching, or you know what your backstory is, or if you just happen to fall into it and end up loving it. For those of you just joined, we're just kind of having a casual conversation.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hi everyone. Hi Katherine. And I'm sorry. What's your? Can you say your name for me?
I'm sorry. We're a 2-for-1 kind of deal because
I like it.
Well, I'm Katherine.
Hi, I'm Bobby.
Fabio.
And we're both from the Delta Road chapter at Kane University. I'm the president and Fabio's the alumni relations officer. So we have our own session going as well, but it was very quiet down there. So we figured let's pop in to see what everybody else is doing and all these other great sessions. But a little bit background on me. This is my 3rd year of teaching. I'm teaching 3rd grade this year after teaching 1st grade for 2 years. And to go along with what made me want to go into it, I would say my family's always said that I've been very good with kids, and it is true. I have a good relationship with my younger cousins, and I've always just worked very well with children. But being a student who has interacted with teachers who are not so great, or who have not shown the passion of being there for the kids, they more come to just teach the instruction and that's their job, made me realize I want to be something better for my kids eventually in the future. So kind of goes along with my teaching philosophy, but it also made me want to get into the class and make sure that I'm the teacher that I wanted when I was a kid.
Oh.
And my computer's gonna die.
Oh, no.
Let me get my charger.
Alrighty then. Okay. As for myself, this is my 4th year teaching. I teach high school, and I teach 9th grade. My first year, I taught like all the grade levels, and they had me as a floater, just going in and out of all the classrooms. And I've wanted to be a teacher since I was in 1st grade. When I had my first grade teacher. She was very, very sweet and kind to me, and I struggled a lot. I almost failed 1st grade, and I think that was the moment where I got really upset one time, and I threw my papers onto the floor, and she didn't get upset at me, which looking back, it's like, wow, I totally would have yelled at me As if I was that, if I were her, if I was my student and I were the teacher, I totally would have yelled. But she didn't. She was very calm with me, and she just almost got like upset that I was giving up on myself. And I think that's what so different. Like saying, I want to do this. I want to do this for other kids who are like me, who are struggling in school. And so it took a lot of convincing my parents. My parents were like, no, teachers like aren't respected. They don't get paid well. It's like, all true. Yes, but I don't care. I still want to do this.
That's awesome.
That's
So
exactly right.
good to hear. It's also good too to see males in the profession. So I feel like we don't see that often. And even, at Governor State, we didn't have a lot of men in our classes. So I think that's great. Do you have any like challenges that you face as like a male teacher, or maybe even advantages that you can kind of connect with the boys in your class or things like that?
Definitely, especially where I teach, I mostly have like, where I work, it's in Elizabeth, it's predominantly males in my classroom, except for in honors where it's predominantly female. So I definitely feel like I have an advantage because of the fact that like there's one student I have, Raekwon, who I have no problems with. He's a great student. He does his work. We'll get along, great rapport. And then I realize I'm his only male teacher. All his other teachers are female, and because of that, he doesn't respect them as much. Which again, we need to have to talk about that. That's really misogynistic of him. But yeah, I definitely feel like I have an advantage over the fact that I'm a male, and he just seems to respect that more.
But let me share something from my principal experience. This can be a very dangerous thing because principals will see I've got the one male teacher in 3rd grade, and so every problem boy is going to be solved. All their problems will be fixed by pouring all of them into the one class with the one male teacher. And also persons of color are subject to this in schools. And you have to be careful. Hopefully administrators are sensitive that's not always a burden that we should put on our youngest teachers, or even any teacher. You need to give students a fair shot and spread the kids out in equitable ways. But you'll also find that there are some male teachers that are just so powerful at reaching some of those troubled kids. It's an easy fit for a principal to do it. So just keep an eye on that as you're going.
Does anybody else want to share their kind of background or how they got into teaching, or even their philosophy, since we're on the subject of it?
Well, yeah. So I was thinking for a long time, I'll be a science teacher when I was, 8th, 9th, 10th, early high school. And then, I had a specific family member who went, well, but they don't make any money, and you want to make sure that you're in a respected position where and I respected this adult, and so I listened to him. And so I said, okay, well, I'll go be a scientist. And I had a teacher that I respected, and who said, you shouldn't go into the sciences. So I didn't. I got a journalism degree, hated it, went and became a web developer, did that for a while. And in between, I was volunteer teaching out when I was living out in Nashville with a program called Art to STEM, and discovered I'm not only very good at teaching, I very much enjoy it. And a friend of mine goes, why are you still trying to be a programmer? You like teaching. And the thing is, like, she's a 15-year educator out in Nashville, Tennessee. And, she's the one who really convinced me to come and be a teacher. So yeah, I'm going to be a biology teacher now.
Love that. I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit of exploration and kind of navigating your way. Anybody else want to share? Or if you're not a teacher, because I know that, KDP can be offered to different members that work in the school setting. So psychology, therapists too. I know at our chapter, we actually have a student officer who's in the psych program. And she, loves it just as much as as we love teaching. So it's kind of nice to have her perspective too.
Yeah, one of our Delta Rho officers, she's a speech language pathology major.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people have this misconception where KDP is just teachers or, just people in that field. But I'm like, anybody that works in a school, I mean, there's so many benefits that, you can cover many programs in different colleges.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we have some occupational therapists and other things in ours as members. So, out of curiosity, what do you think that because Stefanie actually is sending our member. We send emails to members every other week with like information and things, and you know, try to get them aware, because you know, when you're a member of something, you don't always know like all the benefits, like, you know, what's happening. So I was just curious, what do you think is the like one of the biggest like benefits or resources that you find by being a member of KDP? You know, there's lots of things listed on the website. Say webinars, yes. Thomas is great because he hosts all the webinars. Those webinars are good, by the way. I do post them in all my classes. But what do you guys think?
Webinars are always great.
The webinars, I would say just the ability to connect with teachers that are in your campus doing local chapter events, but also expanding it more outward, since we are an international honor society, and being able to connect with people from all over and understand that if you are struggling with something, you're not alone. You'll be able to learn different things from people in different parts of the state, country, world, depending on where you are. So that's pretty cool.
Has anyone accessed like a grant or scholarship? I'm just curious. Has anyone done that? Submitted? No.
I've applied.
Have you? Okay. Okay.
If
I think the
I
biggest
were a
thing
new teacher,
No,
Good,
go ahead. Take it away.
if I were a young teacher, this is old-fashioned of me. The KDP Record magazine is unbelievably awesome. This month, there was an article that was written by the #1 scholar on charter schools on the planet. He's at Indiana University. But the article was like 2 or 3 pages. It was referenced, it was compressed, it was easy read. I think the printed publication.
Oh, I think you cut off.
You're breaking up a little, Dave. I'm sorry, Dr. Conrad. You're breaking up a little. We couldn't hear the last part.
He's very enthusiastic about it.
He is. He is. He's awesome. I love working with him.
Sorry, the internet is just not going.
It's okay. But yes, I agree with that. Anyone else? Anyone? You know what? I think one of the biggest things is I never thought about, and I joined. Oh gosh, Thomas even had to remind me when I joined KDP when we installed my chapter at when I was getting my master's degree at UNC, University of North Carolina, and I was like, you know, I don't think I took advantage of any of like the discounts either. Has anyone taken advantage of like any of those like discounts that they offer? You have, Courtney?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what have you done? What have you taken advantage of?
What'd you say?
Like which one? Like what anything specific?
I just kind of like all of them. I'm not very picky. I did look at the liability insurance, especially with like student teaching, and then WG was like, "Hey, sorry, you can't use that one." So that was a bummer. I have recently looked into the health insurance through KDP because I will no longer be able to fall under my mom's, and I will not have a job when I lose that. So I won't have health insurance. So I've definitely been looking into that. Office Depot, Office Max, Joann's, like
That's what I was going to say. Office Depot was the big one for me.
Yeah, we don't have any of that locally.
Yeah,
I live in the absolute middle of nowhere. And so if it's not something I can easily do online, I generally don't.
You might be able to do the Office Depot online if that is something that you need, because they just sent me a nice little card.
Ooh. Yeah, I might give that a try. So, but yeah, no, it's you know, there's some places that do clothing discounts, but a lot of the clothing discount places really don't offer plus sizes. So, and that's its own, you know, that's something I can't really force the issue with. You know, on the upshot, Lane Bryant does a once a year big old teacher sale. I get a whole item, like a really expensive one for half off. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of this hotel engine that Thomas was saying. I have not tried that, but I'm gonna look at that. It's cheaper than Priceline. And I don't know, Courtney, if you saw Thomas's comment about, I think about sending him an email.
Yeah, I'll just butt
Okay.
in real quick. I want to know more about why WGUs wouldn't use professional liability insurance. So please let us know at headquarters, because it should be national, and we need to work that out.
If memory serves, the big reason WGU wants us to use the NEA.
It's
Liability.
Either that
or
one,
the
yeah.
AAE. It's
Yeah, they want
something
us to use
do
one of
with
the-
theirs
Mhm.
and the platform that they use they use Complio to prove that you have insurance and all that, and they only it's like through those couple. But I can definitely go on WGU and like copy and paste their liability thing and send you an email.
Yeah, definitely let us know at headquarters. Big reasons for that you'll find out in 2022. But yeah, we definitely want to make sure that even if we're going to work it out, but it is right now you can purchase what is called as a personal liability insurance. If you're doing NEA, it's a group liability insurance. So it doesn't go with you if you leave NEA or whatever. This is your own personal liability insurance, and so it should work. So we definitely want to make sure we get that figured out. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll make sure the headquarters knows about it, and we'll get that worked out. Maybe it just means we need to talk to
about that.
school.
I was like, man, it's gonna be within
Yeah.
my chapter. Like, I'm not gonna have to spend a whole bunch of extra money. And then they're like, yeah, you can only use these
Maybe
two.
we just need to talk to WGU and get like the school to approve it, and just say, yes, students can use this. And that's probably.
And I
all.
think that was the issue. Wasn't that it wasn't going to be okay. It was that they're very specific on their professional insurance for you to bring into the schools. And that was what I was coming to the conclusion was the issue. It just wasn't.
It's probably more about the ease than it is about the what if it works or not. If it's easy for them to use one thing, then that's what they're going to go with. So we need to make sure that we're easy too. So we'll definitely reach out and figure that out. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, and all of our legal documents, they need to go into something called Complio, which let me tell you is a royal pain in the neck to use. And they did a whole new updated system for all of this past year. And I'm sitting here like, this is, previous web developer, previous user experience tester and developer background, looking at this and going, who did this?
Well, and it was like halfway through everything. So
oh my gosh,
half
yes.
of my field experience stuff done. And it was in the old system, and then they switched to Complio and in place, and it didn't transfer over automatically. And they're like, hey, you need this. And I was like, no, I already did that.
And then you had to redo and you had to re-upload it. Yeah, I was at work and I get this alert and I'm going, and I don't have a computer with me that day. So I'm here hoping I can get it all on my phone to upload.
I was lucky. My student mentor was really good about working. I was like, no, because she had mentioned it. She's like, okay, we need to make sure that we get this stuff done, the background and stuff like that. And I was like, but I already did that. She goes, that's right, you did. Send me that stuff and I'm going to email those people and they're going to get it fixed for you. And I had to do the same thing with my content exams because I had already taken them, passed them, and it still shows that I haven't even taken it yet. And I was like, I did this.
Yeah. I just went and re-uploaded everything because I had it all. And so I just went and, I contacted Praxis and I got a hold of them and I just re-uploaded. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to re-upload all these and you guys either figure it out or not, but you have the documentation now. So, that was my rule. It's called, I'll upload as many times as you need, but if you don't get it figured out at a certain point, that's not my fault. So
the downside of an online college.
Yeah. Well, the downside of internet work in general. That's yeah. Too. Yeah, no, it's been there, done that.
Well, thanks. Hopefully Thomas got some information now. All right. So I know we have a little short bit of time left, but we actually had a couple just little quick like fun games because I know everyone has had a long day. It's Friday, so we thought it would be kind of fun to like play a little like fun kind of game. And Dr. Conrad is great at games. So I
I'm gonna
think
give
we
you a
had-
run for your money. I'm a gamer.
Yes. So
I like board games.
games are fun. So Kate had a couple, two riddles that she was going to ask, and then I had a picture game as we wrap up.
All right, so let's see, educators, you're gonna put it to the test now. Critical thinking, all right? Which you can always use for your students too. I actually had the pleasure of having Dr. Hisrich as a professor. So we would do this when we had COVID for like our brain breaks, you know? So, and she had some pretty tough ones. So I'm gonna go easy on you today. But I'll read the riddle, I'll send in the chat, give you a couple seconds. And then if you want to, I'll count to 3 and then we'll send our answers in the chat, all right? So a man who was outside in the rain without an umbrella or hat didn't get a single hair on his head wet. Why? So there's the question. Give you a couple seconds to type in your answer, and then on 3, I'll have you send it. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, he was bald. You got more than one wet? That's a good answer too. Man, I thought that was tricky. All right, we got some good educators in here. The next one, it says, I have a list here, so I'm gonna try to pick the hardest one. Okay, I got it. So this one reads, there's a 1-story house in which everything is yellow. So yellow walls, yellow doors, yellow furniture. But what color are the stairs? Give you a second. There's the question. Oh no, I see you guys smiling. Uh-oh. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, you got it. There's no stairs. It's a 1-story house. I didn't learn anything, Dr. Hisrich, from your classes, from these hard riddles.
Jeez. Okay, well, how about, I think Stefanie has a trivia question to ask, because we also like playing trivia for brain break.
All right, I will do the same. I will say it and I'll put it in the chat. Okay, it says, who was Walt Disney's favorite princess?
I will say I did not know this. It was really interesting. Walt Disney's favorite princess.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. It was Cinderella. It's got a couple of you got it. I didn't know that either. So I think
Yeah.
Kate said Snow White, didn't you?
Yeah, Stacey, I said the same exactly. Because I was like, oh, that's the first one. It has to be his
Yeah.
favorite, right?
Well, and I thought that's the only one he got to work on.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's
That makes
kind of why I
sense, yeah.
guess Snow White.
Okay, so that's why it's Cinderella, because he worked on that.
I'm not sure if he got to
Or
work
is there
on
a reason behind that?
Well,
but
Thomas
I-
made a good point. That's why he built her castle, right?
Right.
I thought
mean,
it was
that
Aurora
makes more
because
sense.
I thought it was Aurora because in Disneyland, that's what the castle is. It's
Sorry.
Oh,
Aurora's
Disneyland. Okay, Disney World, it's Cinderella's castle.
Oh, yeah, it's Cinderella's castle in Orlando.
Oh,
Okay.
Disneyland favorite.
Oh, what the heck?
Something new
Okay.
about Disney every day.
So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, everyone see the screen. All right, so this is a picture game. And so I had my students in during COVID for their brain breaks. Everyone took a week to plan something like this for 5 or 10 minutes while we were, remote. And so one of our, Kate and Stefanie remind me, one of their classmates did this, and it was actually kind of fun. And so we kind of give various pictures to see what you think. So you have to think about what this picture is, and it's going to keep getting zoomed in a little bit closer. Okay, so if you really think what it is, you can put it in the chat box, and I'll have Kate and Stefanie kind of monitor the chat box. Okay, we're going to keep going. So what do you think it is now? What do you think it is now?
So people are saying the Nile River, a leaf, some bread. salmon, sourdough.
Okay. Next. I think we can probably all see what it is now.
Yep, a turtle.
It is a turtle. Okay. So we'll try one more picture. There's the turtle.
A car.
Okay. And here's the next one.
A vent or stairs.
Escalator.
Okay.
Garage door.
Zoomed in.
Batman. Oh, wow.
The door was good, but with Batman, okay. Oh, I just gave it away. Sorry.
That one's a golf ball.
Someone said blue. Yep. Ocean. Golf ball. Water. Golf ball.
Okay.
She showed that one when she was doing her transition.
I thought it was another one. Okay, we're gonna try. Okay, hold on. Okay, gotta pause it. All right, new one. Ready. Here we go. What do you guys think this is?
With a leaf. Bread.
Bread. Leaf that's been eaten.
Grasshopper.
Plants or a garden. Scales.
A wet leaf.
Leaf with water.
Look
Spinach.
around. Look on the outsides.
Basil.
Oh.
Pizza.
I think we got a winner.
Yep. Got a couple.
Yep.
Like who was specific where it said leaf but eaten.
Okay. And we'll do our last one. Oh, that's not a good one. Getting there. Here we go. They did a parrot. Actually, that was kind of fun. Okay, number 8. Here we go. It's just red, so take your guess. What do you think this could be?
Car, pool ball. House. Ramen. Japan.
Chinese language.
Yeah.
Now what? Be specific.
Ramen noodle or pocky.
Japanese chocolate milk. That's very specific.
There it was. Okay, we'll do one last one. All right. And here's this one. Last one. What is it?
Car. Tub.
I thought it was a car too. I did.
Teapot.
It is shiny.
Tea kettle. Bathtub.
Someone's good at
said
this game.
Yeah. Nice.
You get all.
Yep.
All right. Dr. Conrad, did you get any of those, or were
I
Got the
wasn't
teapot.
first. I was a little slow on the trigger.
Okay. Thomas, did you get any? No. Okay, well, our session is actually wrapping up. That was fun, though, to kind of end it on something fun. But we hope that you have a wonderful time at Convo. There's 2 more days. And next year, hopefully, we'll be in person. Does anyone want to have anything to say to wrap up, or any other comments that they would like to share?
Is Convo always in November? Why?
Yeah, pretty much.
End of October, early November. It kind of shifts around a little bit.
Why isn't it in the summer when all the teachers don't have?
Hey, that's a great question. There's no answer.
Yeah.
It's just traditionally when it's been. It's a time when just, it hasn't been changed, even though it's traditionally been. So that's a good question. And honestly, it could be changed in the near future. One thing I thought I'd point out for what Katie mentioned, there will not be a convo next year. There's not going to be a 2022 convo. As far as we know, the next one will be 2023. So it'll be 2 years from now. There could be a potential for a regional event where we might be able to get chapters in a certain region together, but not do like the big international convo.
Where do they normally have the convo? I mean, I just got inducted, so I barely know anything. So
National conference for 100 years was just done all over the country, different sites, different hotel sites. So in the last 10 years, we've been in Orlando, Norfolk, Virginia, Indianapolis, Dallas, Texas. We were supposed to be in Louisville, Kentucky. We were supposed to be in Columbus, Ohio. We were supposed to be in St. Louis. So it just moves around the country. For many years, it would actually be in Orlando like every 4 years, and they would switch around to other places in the country. So right now, because of COVID and things that have got pushed back and moved, we're looking at 2023, and hopefully soon we'll have a better idea of where and when.
Somewhere fun. I will say I went to Indianapolis and Norfolk. Or Indianapolis was the first time after our chapter got installed, and then I went to Norfolk I brought 2 of my leaders actually, and that was a blast. So they're very good conferences. Very good. So
yeah, I'm excited for it. I like that it is in different places because you get to see different places while learning to be a better teacher.
Yeah, right. And you get to meet a lot of people. Like my leaders met a lot of other leaders, and it was really cool. And like I remember the award ceremony with the keynote speaker in Indianapolis that was really cool because everyone was kind of together like in one huge room, and it was really cool. So they do a really good job.
I feel like it would be a very different experience to have this in person.
It's fun. It really is. It's a good time. So I highly recommend it. Even whenever, because you don't have to just be in school. That's, I'm used to that with my student leaders now and, being a professor, but yeah, go to it as a teacher. Like I hope my students still go and try to attend when you graduate. So highly recommend it. It's a very good experience. And, you could even try to like present and submit, presentations for it. So definitely look into that.
Who knows where we'll be in 2 years.
That's true. No one knows, but it's something you can always put on your radar. Okay. Always keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Kate, Stefanie, any last words?
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're glad that we were able to get you back on the computer. I'm sure you guys have been on all day, but I'm really glad that you guys took the time with us. And I hope you gained something from it. If not anything, just was able to connect with people, kind of around the country. So that's kind of nice. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
And if you have any questions, you have all of our contact information. You can save the chat right now before we close off. If everyone wants to save the chat, and you can have the information along with all the.
Also, we're big on pictures and we're big on posting on our Instagram. So if you guys all want to smile, I can take your pictures.
Yes.
And then you can check out our Facebook and Instagram and tag yourselves, comment. If you have feedback for us, that would be great too. Or if you enjoyed your time, you can always comment. But if you guys are ready, I'll count to 3 and then we can smile. Sound good?
Sure.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, beautiful. But thank you guys so much.
Yes. Thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time, wonderful night, wonderful weekend at Convo. Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Thomas. Thanks for being here. Thanks, guys. Nice to meet everyone.
Bye, nice meeting you.
You guys did a great job. Thanks for hosting.
Of course.
Thanks
Thanks,
for
Thomas. We
doing it.
always like doing it. Yeah. Kate and Stephanie did it. Oh, nice. Good job.
Bye, Bidgen.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah. And I don't know what the other sessions were like. Let me stop.